Welcome back to the first annual Nova Joes vs. Pros tournament at Forest Valley DGC, sponsored by Prodigy. We're back for another adventure to raise funds for Team Rubicon, a veteran organization that brings veterans together to respond to natural disasters like tornadoes, hurricanes, and flooding. It's a great organization. If you have time, please check them out at teamrubiconusa.org. This round, I am Steve Kane, and I'm with Matt Hammersten, and we are going to be showing you a matchup of the century, at least in their minds.
Absolutely in their minds.
So who do we got on the card today, Matt?
Looks like we have Nick Carl and Cody Bradshaw matched up against Eric Dobmeier and Sam Shiley. Go Chiefs.
Did you say Dobmeier?
Yeah.
It's Dobmeier.
Sure.
He's pretty big. I wouldn't mess with him.
He is pretty big.
Yeah, he's like 2% body fat. Anyway, so hole 10. This is probably one of the signature holes on the course.
This is my favorite hole on the course. It's a relatively straightforward par 4. I forget Dob throws very quickly, so we had no time to talk about this hole. That is an absolute smash.
I mean, that's got to be, he probably put it 650 feet, if not more. He smashed it.
That's not a joke, by the way. He can throw 600 feet.
Yeah.
And I think he just did that in the woods. That's incredible.
And so what made this hole unique is we coasted it off, or we made it off the Coast Guard. Coast Guard is one of the smaller branches. They're not even considered a branch. Some people would say that. But the
Coast Guard isn't a branch, right?
It's part of the
sorry, Cody. Yes, we know you're from the Coast Guard.
So yeah. But what we did for the pros is between the team, they could only use 2 discs total. So not just 2 discs each, but 2 discs total. So they had a challenge to play.
Cody's shot looks so good there too. We've just had 2 really good shots, and then Cody almost had a phenomenal shot too. Let's see if Nick can cure it with these.
It faded a little bit early.
Just a touch, but that should be fine. Those are quality shots here. This is probably one of the most fun holes to play.
Yeah, you definitely want to stable up a little bit. It does. The land does go left to right with a big hill towards the right, so you definitely want to stable up a little bit. Now, mind you, I think have any of them played this course before? I think maybe
Cody has. Cody lives maybe 30, 40 minutes away. I know he played the event here, so he has experience here, and this is fresh for everybody else. They've heard great things, and they're definitely looking forward to this.
But did you see where his drive ended?
They're putting.
They were putting, and they were basket high from 654 feet. They're putting. It's amazing. So, Eric
Dob, you're a freak.
He is. And you know what? That will pay off because on this hole 11, we're challenging these pros to do 10 push-ups before every single throw. And it's not do 10 push-ups, wait a little bit and throw. No, we're challenging them to do 10 push-ups, pick up their disc, and then throw it to kind of tire them out. Most pros did it. I know there may have been 1 or 2 that skipped it on purpose.
On purpose.
On purpose, they just gave up the hole, or they chose not to do push-ups. But I'll find out who it is, and I'll make fun of them on coverage maybe the next round.
I may or may not have been a little slow after I was done with my push-ups.
That's true, but there you go. Sam Shiley knocking him out. I tell you, him and his brother Zach Shiley. Zach Shiley was doing knuckle push-ups, and it looked like he could almost do claps.
Yeah, that is definitely a play. Roller is an option. I think Sam just didn't realize he had to put it on the ground so fast. You can get way down there throwing a roller, though. Dob, fresh off of throwing 653, is looking to smash this as well.
Wow, that's impressive. There is a really tight gap right off the tee box, and he found it. But let's be real, honestly, if you hit a small tree with that disc, you'd probably knock it over. So,
it's annihilated. If you can hear Cody, that's why he was in the Coast Guard. He can't do push-ups.
That's true.
Yes, sir.
Nope.
I thought that thing was give me 10.
Oh, with the fist down.
Oh,
interesting. Those not even push-ups.
He technically is going down and up. He's just doing it intelligently. He's only using his upper body. Did he do 10 though? I think I
I
counted
don't know.
8.
I don't know. I think we're cutting it out. I think no one wants to watch the pros do all of those push-ups.
No, I think we're not gonna be showing all the push-ups. But just know this: when they throw it on this hold, they have just done 10 push-ups.
Look at that. That's not a push. I'm making fun of him for that.
Yeah, he's not going all the way up.
Also, pro tip there, he's on the incline, making that
Easier.
push-up easier.
But Matt, let's be honest, I think I saw you doing that too.
I did.
Yeah.
That's why it was a pro tip.
Please don't pay attention to the noises Cody Bradshaw is making at this point in time. Definitely Coast Guard.
Can we make a Navy joke on that one?
No, because if you use Coast Guard, then that's disrespectful to the Navy.
Okay.
I love Coast Guard, by the way. They're awesome. They're federal law enforcement. It's an actual awesome branch. If you do want to be a part of service, they're just as good as any other branch. You know, you can go out and serve with them. They're a great organization for real. Don't get me wrong, Sam can bomb it too.
Oh, he can. He absolutely can.
So between
that's what makes that card funny, because Eric will make Sam look like a small-armed player, and he is not.
No, I seen him. We went and played Jenkins Mountain out in probably west of here, and I saw Sam Shiley throw one. I don't know how far it went. It was ridiculous. He got an arm.
We didn't even talk about this hole. This is a par 5, I believe. I think it's listed as a par 4. The pars are probably being adjusted because it is a fresh course. Just like hole 8, but it's level. You have to pick your spots on where you want to land. You don't have to throw it far, but you have to pick your spots intelligently and really not be too greedy when you're doing that.
Yeah.
That's kind of where the trouble pops in for everybody.
And then off to the left, don't forget, it goes back down towards hole 10 on that big side hill. So if you go to the left and you kick a tree and go left, you are fighting up a hill the entire way.
It's a good upshot.
Yeah. Look at that form. Beast. And the good thing about me, being a novice and not being a professional, I can tell you up front that all these pros that came out to do this event, they did it out of kindness and they were awesome about it. I think they had a fun time. So I just want to thank them for being out there, because they didn't have to be, but we had some great personalities out there and some great.
By the way, Cody's a very good putter, and I don't see him airball often, and that might have been the worst putt I've ever seen him attempt.
Well, that's what happens when you do 10 push-ups. But he's trying to delay it. You're supposed to go right away. But
and Nick's usually smooth with his putt and just fluttered right out of his hand. Yeah, those push-ups were brutal when on that hole.
So, obviously you can tell by holes, we did the matchup was we did the front 9 for the first round, back 9 for the second round. We'll come back to the front 9. But you'll see the difference. I personally think the back 9 is much harder than the front 9. But here we are for hole 12.
Yeah, we have to pros have to throw rollers. I think most of us are going to opt for the forehand roller.
He said he was ready.
That's what happens when you go too fast. That's just flipping over.
He parked the blue basket.
Yeah, we're not going to the blue. We're going to the yellow there. That looks more along the lines of what you wanted. It just didn't flip up enough.
Yeah, and there's still a little bit of debris on the ground, which we're still clearing out some of this stuff. So you'll catch some sticks here and there.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh, I smoked it. I like it though.
Oh, you know what? I was confused on what that noise was. That was Sullivan. Mike Sully was walking around the course doing little sounds to everybody.
Yeah, the PDGA rules guy is walking around with a sound machine messing everybody up.
Just the pros, not the Joes.
Yeah, not the Joes.
Everybody knows what team you are all supporting.
That's good roller. Good touch. You're in circle 1 now. You don't have to roll anymore.
Ironically, from where they were, the play might have been a roller.
Yeah, I can see it. There's a lot of twigs over there. Oh, he was trying to ramp it in, wasn't he?
Yep.
He tried it.
You have to.
Yeah. Because you have a backstop.
That came in hot, but I kind of feel like that was relatively close.
I participated.
All right, so he gets a participation trophy. I like it.
That's all right. My first fun of the day.
All right, so this puts Dob and Sam up 1-0.
1-0.
Hole 13. Hole 13, what we did was the Joes had to pick one player on the pros to play. So there's 2 pros here, so let's let them, I think they're about to tell us what they did instead. I could be wrong here, but I think they are.
Oh, you done fucked up. You guys flip and call. Heads Cody, tails Nick. Nick! Nick and Sam!
So what they did is they flipped this to pick who was playing this hole. And so it's Nick versus Sam.
I'm a little surprised he goes putter off the tee. I think the play is what Nick's doing. Throw a forehand down that right gap, force it over, and let it just flex back and die out.
Yeah, and there's two ways to go off the tee, left and right. I think that's the way to play. Your discs get really understable really quick coming down this hill.
It does. A little long, but he should be able to clean that up.
Courtesy violation.
Oh, those push! I guarantee you, is the push-ups from the from 2 holes ago.
It is. It's got in their head because I don't think I've ever seen Nick Carl miss from that close before. So
no, it's a little uphill, but certainly it was those push-ups. I'm gonna give him the out on the push-ups.
All right, you need to talk about this hole because this hole is dangerous.
This hole is epic. It is skinny off the tee, and then just when you think it can't get skinnier, it got skinnier. There's lots of ways you can play it off the tee, but basically, again, you're throwing your disc to a spot so you can throw your next shot to the basket. I think they're going to explain what they're doing here.
I need to correct you here. In this case, when you said you're going to throw your disc, they're not going to throw their disc. We forced the pros to switch bags for this hole. So, for instance, right now they're flipping to see who's going to carry whose bag, and then they have to use their disc. So when I played, I ended up having to use Zach Shiley's bag, and Zach Shiley ended up using my bag. So I think that's what they're going to do here.
Yeah, I think they're just mixing all of their bags up, which seems right with a card with all pros.
Yeah, and I think you didn't want to have 2 Discraft players playing with Discraft bags, so I think they kind of picked the one best.
And that's
amazing.
That's a shot where you think it's really good, and it was really good off the tee. He hits the gap. He's a touch too far left. He might not have anything there. That's how tight this hole is.
Yeah,
it's an awesome par 4.
The best drive I ever saw on this hole is they landed up right by the blue basket, which is amazing.
I think Sam's going with something stable.
That's definitely a play if you get past those trees. Sam's a prodigy guy, and he's throwing Discraft, and that's why he said jump, I guess.
Yeah, probably didn't work because it's not the prodigy stuff. But
that's absolutely right. Maybe we can get him switched.
You see, because I think Nick's throwing an Innova something and it just flipped right over. You got to throw that prodigy stuff.
Yeah, you do. But I tell you, Nick has a really smooth forehand. Doesn't look like he's putting much on it, and that thing zips out of there.
I have no idea what this is from Cody.
It looks like one of those discs that one of the, you go to doubles and some old guy shows up and with this old disc that's not labeled or anything. It looks like one of those.
I think he got Dobmeier's Dobbs. I think he got Dobbs' bag because he's throwing blue.
Yeah.
And he only throws blue.
You probably have a 100% chance of it being a Dobb disc.
I'm a little surprised he went backhand there. I think forehand might be a little easier to hit. I don't know. It's tight.
Yeah.
Even the camera's not doing it justice on how tight this hole is.
Yeah.
That seemed great. I don't know where it finished. Yeah, that looked great.
Uh-oh.
Like 30.
Yeah.
35, somewhere in there. Did he say A2?
Yeah, he's throwing
A2. Oh, this is going to be perfect. See? What are we telling you? Prodigy discs. Just throw a Prodigy disc and you're good.
You'll be all right.
Nick Carl style.
See, maybe he'll get some juju because it's a Nick Carl stamp, but it's not Prodigy. It's probably going to hit a tree.
Oh, that's the Nick Carl stamp? I always wonder what it was. I thought it was just a knight.
No, it's Nick's. It's Nick's. It's Nick's logo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it probably works because it had Nick's logo on it. It's
Yeah,
is what it is.
that gets it a little extra lift. Oh, and Rob, and those are disc catchers. Those are pretty good baskets.
Oh my gosh.
They are not happy about that one.
Nick Coral zone.
Yeah, I know they had a lot of fun on this card because I'm pretty sure the entire course could hear them.
Yeah, and you'll see throughout the entire card, the little YouTube friendly thing comes up that may or may not be because of some good language.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I think the boys who weren't throwing Prodigy was a little reluctant to get the bag.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, I think
they wanted to keep the Prodigy bag. Hole 15, my nemesis.
Another par 4. It's land into a spot. There's 2 ways to go after it. There's an aggressive up the fairway, and then there's a hyzer off to the right.
He's throwing for you guys. We got the camera guy.
Okay. I want to make this very interesting because this is a very hard tee shot.
Yeah.
They're throwing the tee shots.
Okay.
Sold.
Okay.
They're throwing the tee shots.
Say less.
And then we get to have some fun.
Yeah.
We got a hole where we need to pick someone out from the crowd. So Dave from HyzerMedia is going to be throwing for Cody and myself on our team. And one more time, Pete is going to be throwing for Sam and Dobby.
Petey 2 strokes.
They're throwing the drives.
And just so you know, Pete is actually the sponsor of this hole and had no clue it was happening. He just wanted to make it here and take a picture. Introduce yourself.
Oh, Jesus. Pete Ludlam, a Joe that got yanked out of the crowd, apparently, a crowd of 1. North Glen Disc Golf sponsor. Let's go.
I don't think they could have explained it better than us.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's exactly how this hole is being played.
Yeah, and North Glen Disc Golf is part of Southern Maryland, that area, I guess. I guess say coastal Maryland. Yeah, so Maryland group.
He did what I would have done. Cold, haven't thrown, go down the right side, try to be nice and safe with that hyzer.
Let's go.
And here we have Dave of HyzerMedia. Look at that.
Oh,
My man's a professional.
Oh,
that's kind of what happens. That's kind of what happens with that hyzer, but it filters to a spot where you should be able to get up and down for a 4.
Yeah, I think that's for me. I think that's the play. You can go straight up the gut. It's a very, very tight line, but so the right gets you out in the middle to get you up for a par at least. So you had the right.
Oh, that looks good.
Wow. You'll see how steep that hill is and how many trees are. That was very impressive.
Oh, it's just rolling. I think that was Sam's A2. He's worked those in a lot, and they have flown way straighter because they're just old.
Yeah. Hole 16. Hole 16 is the only hole that we're going gold to gold, and the reason why is because it is an absolute monster of a hole.
Yeah, I hope it's not done because this is a monster of a hole.
Yeah. So what I did for this hole is we decided, and obviously the pros are getting to tell you what they did, but I'll explain what the Joes and when the Joes face the pros, I'll tell you what they do later. But I think Cody and them are going to explain what they did here because they do have 2 pros on the team, or 2 pro teams going against one another.
So for this hole, generally it's a push because it's the hardest hole in the course. It's a long par 5. What we're going to do is we're going to play it out as singles with total score. So Sam plays his own, Dobby plays his own, add up their score. We'll do the same. Low score wins the hole.
Oh, interesting. They're saying they get to win the hole.
That was a good on the fly call. I think it'd be interesting to see how it plays out.
It will. So it says par 5, 993 feet, and I think it feels more like it's 1,500 feet. Yeah, because there's 1,000 trees in the way, and you have to throw. This tee shot is maybe 380 to get to a spot that you really want to be.
Yeah, then you still have 600
Sam
plus
pushed
more.
a little farther than you'd like. You really want to hook over once you get past that clearing.
Yeah, for sure. And when the Joes play the pros, you'll see this. We kind of made this hole a wash, and what we did is we gave every Joe an opportunity to play the pro. So we switched up teams and just had fun on this hole because, I mean, this hole is treacherous, and usually you'll see the AMs. They will not go golds. They'll go blue to blue or blue to gold. You're not going to see them going off that gold tee pad.
Oh, is Sam going roller from there? I love it if he did.
He'll tell
I
you
think
he
he
did if it
tried.
looked good.
Yeah, Cody's shot off the tee looked like it was kind of drifting to that good spot, but definitely gets caught up in this early left stuff.
That's his second shot. Wow. That's amazing to be that far down. I did go down that far once on my second shot, but I went up on the plateau and cheated and cut off like 200 feet.
The audacity to throw a roller through that gap and trust it the entire time is up there.
Oh,
he's been throwing so many good forehands too.
Yeah, I feel bad for him on that one. That one, I knew he wanted it. But you can see, I mean, the lines, you have to pick a line and you have to hit the line. If you don't, I mean, you're going to be damaged. But the good news is everybody else is dealing with the same thing you're dealing with.
Yeah, this is a hole where it really tricks a lot of people. You don't have to throw far on this hole to score. Off the tee, gold to gold, you do have to throw a good far tee shot. And then every other shot, all you need is a 250 placement. Put it here, and then walk away with your par.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what's great about this hole too, and I don't know if they'll pan over, but off to your left right now, right? It runs parallel with I-95, but on the other side of I-95, you have the Marine Corps Museum.
You saw it a little bit right there.
And you saw it in the opening coverage. The big building that had the pointy thing on the top, that's to represent the flag of Iwo Jima that the Marines lifted. It's a great museum. If you're ever in the Northern Virginia area, it's free. Go out and check it out. They even have a bar in there, which, you know, is typical for Marines.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And it's surprisingly not that loud back there, even with the interstate right there, because you're up on the hill, so it doesn't make it as noisy as possible.
Oh. I was wondering if they were going to get a 5, 6, or 7.
Yeah. I mean, just gives you an idea. These are 1,000 rated players, and they're happy that they got a bogey. I don't know if they're happy about it, but
it's one of those holes where it's a crazy par 5, and I think people will be just fine taking par.
Yeah. So
hole 17. This is a shorty. That's the old. So what's at the sign right now is the old blue location. The new blue location is where the short was, and so I think it plays more like 240.
Yeah, probably about 240.
But this is worst shot.
Yeah, so essentially, whoever throws the worst shot from the pros, they go from there and they move it in, and if they happen on the second throw to throw it into the basket, then good on them. They get the birdie, they walk away.
Right. So Nick throws a great shot, and unfortunately for them, they're going all the way down to Cody's.
And fortunately for the Joes, they're going all the way down to Cody's.
Oh, late kick.
Yeah.
Sam throws these PA ones, and I know everybody's going to look at the shot and say, well, it flipped all the way over. He throws these PA ones that are just absolutely beat, and they have just wonderful lines on them. Yeah, I think that's all you can do if you're these two. You just
Oh,
pitch
it
up,
looks
see what
so
happens.
close. So finally, he's over the push-ups.
He's finally over the push-ups. It's probably because it was a far one. He just had to jam it in and see what
That's
happens.
true. That was a great putt, though. But that's typical for Nick. He's a pretty good putter. So hole 18. Hole 18. What we did for hole 18 is we expected there to be more people out watching. Hopefully next year, whoever's seeing this now will come out and watch next year when we do that. But essentially the rules for the Joes and the pros were to pick somebody out of the gallery and take an extra shot for them. Just an opportunity for people to get on coverage who haven't been on coverage, as well as just to bring more people from the community out and teach them about disc golf.
Yeah, this is a very challenging par 4. This is a phenomenal shot from Cody. That tee shot is very tight. Again, land into a spot. 3 is in play. I don't think it's in play from where they landed, but that's a great tee shot. Trying to see what Nick's did. It's got that black rim, so it's kind of hard to see.
Yeah, and I can't that off the tee, that gap is like what? How would you say?
It's
5
maybe 10 feet.
Oh, I look
maybe 10 feet wide.
It looks like 5 feet to me.
Yeah, that's kind of common. What you see from Eric and Sam.
Yeah, so we have Pete here, right? Was that his name, Pete?
Yeah. Looks like he got a little redemption from earlier.
And that's not a bad shot. I mean, to get out of those trees and get it up the hill a little bit, it's not a bad shot.
Yeah, and this is why 3 is really tough to get here. You're going down that hill, then you're going back up the other side of it, and it's just tough to climb the hill going to the basket.
Oh, Dave.
Well, he had a great shot earlier.
He
so
did.
That's okay.
He's laughing. He's like, haha. Hey, Dave, why didn't you edit this out? He could have edited this out. He could have. Film.
He could have. No one would have known that they landed there or didn't land there anyways.
Yeah. That just means Dave's a trustworthy guy.
That's true.
Great shot. Great shot. I don't want to point this out, but we are on hole 18. And Nick and them are down 1 stroke. So we could be heading to playoff.
Yeah, this has been a fun card to watch, and we kind of completely forgot where the competitive side of it was.
I think the whole cards amongst the whole tournament did it. I mean, it was competitive because, once you get out there in the course, you do want to compete. But at the same time, you're raising funds for a good organization. And so I think it was just an opportunity for them to show off their skills and have a good time.
We won that hole at Cody 9. We tied it up. We're going to go to a playoff now, so we're deciding what that's going to be.
Somehow,
some way, we ended up tying after hole 9. Or 18, I guess. Normally we would go to hole 10 and do a playoff, but they're playing it still. So we're going to do hole 1. Hole 1 is a par 3 straight downhill. Pros are required to land within circle, otherwise they go to a 50-foot drop zone.
Looks like it's just leaking, not quite getting into that circle.
Yeah, and I purposely made the drop zone makeable, like as you saw in your round.
I don't know if that's going to make it either.
That's not going to make it. No, it's short, unless it trickled down.
I think that was Cody and Nick's team.
It was, and then here comes Sam and Dob. I believe that. He's circle 1.
Yeah, that's probably Sam.
That's Sam because it's not blue.
Exactly.
And then if a blue disc comes, here comes Dob. And he was clearly going for the ace.
Absolutely. I mean, you have to when Sam's under it.
And he didn't hit the camera person. There's a tree behind just to the right of the camera person. And here comes the victors. And of course, the victors have to walk down this huge hill to get the discs and then bring back the loser's disc.
Absolutely.
Well, there goes another round of Joes versus Pros.
Go Chiefs.
Oh, my Bills laid a stinker anyway. Hey, once again, thank you for coming out to the coverage. I think the next round is going to be posted, so I ask that you click on it and go to the next round. We're actually going to be showing 2 Joe teams.
This is what you want to watch.
2 Joe teams battle it out. Where you have there's John Bisco, Scott Wallace, Crystal Wallace, and Morgan Bass. So thank you for coming out here, and we look forward to seeing you on the next video.
Yeah, should be a fun one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.